Did you know that experts believe around 40% of our actions each day aren't conscious decisions? That's a significant portion of our daily lives operating on autopilot. That's right, nearly half of what we do is driven by habits. These routines are so ingrained in us that we often don't even realize we're doing them. These automatic patterns shape our lives more than we realize, influencing everything from our health and productivity to our relationships and happiness. They can dictate how we start our day, how we interact with others, and even how we wind down at night. Habits are the invisible architecture of our days, and by understanding their power, we can take control and design a life we truly desire. Imagine being able to harness this power to create a more fulfilling and productive life. Welcome to Leaducademy, where we ignite your growth and unlock your full potential. Now, let's dive into today's topic. This video serves as your guide to building positive habits and breaking free from negative ones, empowering you to become the architect of your own destiny. By making small, intentional changes, you can transform your daily routines and ultimately, your life. Habits are incredibly powerful because they create consistency in our lives. This consistency is what allows us to achieve our long-term goals and maintain a sense of stability. When we repeat an action over and over, it becomes ingrained in our neural pathways, requiring less effort and thought. This is why practice makes perfect. The more we do something, the easier it becomes. This frees up our mental energy for other tasks and allows us to perform at our best. With more mental energy available, we can focus on creativity, problem solving, and other high-level thinking activities. Without good habits, we're constantly battling decision fatigue, leaving us vulnerable to temptation and procrastination. By establishing strong, positive habits, we can reduce this fatigue and make better choices effortlessly. To master our habits, we must understand how they work. Habits are powerful, often dictating our daily actions without us even realizing it. Every habit, whether it's brushing your teeth or scrolling through social media, follows a neurological loop known as the habit loop. This loop is a fundamental part of how our brains function. This loop consists of three parts: the cue, the routine, and the reward. Understanding each component is crucial to changing or forming new habits. The cue triggers your brain to initiate a behavior. It acts as a signal that tells your brain to go into automatic mode and which habit to use. It could be a specific time of day, a location, an emotional state, or even the presence of certain people. These cues are everywhere, subtly guiding our actions. The routine is the actual behavior you perform, the habit itself. This can be a physical action, a mental activity, or an emotional response. Finally, the reward is the positive outcome or feeling you experience after completing the routine. This reward is what your brain craves, and it helps to reinforce the habit. This reward reinforces the habit, making your brain more likely to repeat the loop in the future. The more satisfying the reward, the stronger the habit becomes. For example, let's say your cue is feeling stressed after work. This is a common trigger for many people. You reach for a bag of chips and experience a temporary feeling of comfort and distraction. This routine provides a quick, albeit short-lived, relief from stress. Over time, this cycle strengthens the habit, and you're more likely to reach for chips whenever you feel stressed. Recognizing this pattern is the first step towards changing it. If habits are so powerful, why do we often find ourselves stuck in unhealthy patterns, knowing they're not serving us? It's a question that puzzles many of us as we struggle to break free from these cycles. The answer lies in the brain's reward system. Our brains are incredibly complex, and they have evolved to seek out rewards that ensure our survival and well-being. Bad habits often provide immediate gratification, even if they have negative long-term consequences. This immediate pleasure can be incredibly enticing, making it hard to resist. Our brains are wired to prioritize immediate rewards over delayed gratification. This is why we might choose a piece of cake over an apple, or splurge on shopping instead of saving money. This is why it's so easy to choose a sugary snack over a healthy meal, or to hit the snooze button instead of going for a run. The immediate comfort and pleasure are hard to ignore. Furthermore, bad habits often provide a sense of comfort and familiarity. They become a part of our routine, something we turn to when we need to feel safe and secure. They can be a way of coping with stress, boredom, or loneliness. When we're feeling overwhelmed or disconnected, these habits offer a quick escape. This is why breaking bad habits can feel so challenging. It's not just about stopping a behavior, it's about addressing the underlying needs and emotions that drive it. It's not just about changing a behavior, it's about rewiring our brains and finding new ways to meet our needs. By understanding the root causes of our habits, we can begin to make lasting changes and create healthier patterns in our lives. One effective strategy for building positive habits is called habit stacking. This method leverages the power of existing habits to introduce new ones. It's like building a tower, one block at a time. Identify an existing habit you already do consistently, like brushing your teeth every morning. Now stack a new desired habit on top of it. For instance, after brushing your teeth, you might spend 5 minutes meditating. By linking the new habit to an existing one, you create a clear trigger and make it more likely you'll stick to it. Over time, you can continue stacking habits, gradually building a routine filled with positive actions. For instance, after your meditation, you could add a healthy breakfast to your routine. Many people believe that to change their lives, they need to make drastic changes all at once. However, the most sustainable and effective changes come from small, incremental improvements over time. This is the power of the 1% rule. If you can get just 1% better each day, the results will compound over time, leading to significant growth. Don't underestimate the power of small changes. For example, instead of trying to run a marathon overnight, start by adding a 15-minute walk to your daily routine. Once this becomes a habit, gradually increase the distance or intensity. Remember, consistency is key. It's better to make small, sustainable changes than to overwhelm yourself with unrealistic goals and give up. When it comes to breaking bad habits, trying to quit cold turkey can be incredibly difficult. Instead of focusing on eliminating the bad habit entirely, aim to replace it with a more positive one. Remember the habit loop? Identify the cue that triggers your bad habit and find a new, healthier routine to perform when that cue arises. For instance, if you find yourself mindlessly scrolling through social media when you're bored, try replacing that habit with reading a book or listening to a podcast. By providing your brain with an alternative reward, you can weaken the neural pathways associated with the bad habit and strengthen the new, positive ones. This approach makes breaking bad habits feel less like deprivation and more like a positive shift towards a better you. While willpower can be helpful in the short term, it's not always enough to sustain long-term change. That's where accountability comes in. When we have someone or something holding us accountable, we're far more likely to stay committed to our goals. Find an accountability partner, whether it's a friend, family member, or coach, and share your goals and progress with them. Regular check-ins and honest feedback can provide the motivation and support you need to stay on track. You can also use technology to your advantage. There are countless apps and online tools designed to help you track your habits, set reminders, and stay motivated. Remember, building good habits and breaking bad ones is a journey, not a race. There will be setbacks and challenges along the way, but the key is to keep going. Don't get discouraged by occasional slip-ups. Treat them as learning opportunities and use them to adjust your approach. What's one small habit you want to add to your daily routine? Start today and commit to making small, consistent changes. Over time, these small steps will lead to remarkable transformations. Your habits are the building blocks of your life. Choose them wisely and watch as you create a future filled with purpose, health, and happiness. Thank you for joining us on the journey to greatness. Don't miss our free Leaducademy Essentials Vault in the video description. a treasure trove of PDF summaries to enrich your learning. If you're inspired, be sure to like, subscribe, and explore the description for more resources. Until next time, keep striving for your best.